what's that one? If Trump doesn't obey, the banks will raise his rates on his loans and bankrupt Trump. Interesting. Will Hobbs says Massey just posted that he raised $175,000 in 36 hours. All right, let's see. Did I do that one? Did I open that one? Great, that one. All right, I have to open a couple things before. Thank you for watching the Jimmy Dore Show. Go to jimmydore.com to find our tour dates. Thank you, Will, for that generosity. Going nuclear, thank you for that. Yeah, Trump fucked up big time with the censorship on campus. No kidding, Wood. And then Ender said, Zionists are this century's Nazis. Whoa, okay. Deprived Dolphin, hi, Jimmy. I went to your show in Bakersfield, California. COVID lies are funny. I sure hope to see you back. Maybe go to Fresno next time. Anyways, keep up the truth, exposure.
Tell 'em when we're
it
gonna
keeps
be there.
me focused. Fresno, I don't know when we're in Fresno.
No, we're going to be in Bakersfield.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. What's that Bakersfield?
Did we
It's
get
like
that link yet?
That's why I don't know the link. But we are coming back to Bakersfield. Not to worry about that. Deprived Dolphin. When was it? Oh, that's right. May 3rd. That's right. We're waiting for the link. May 3rd. We're going to go to Bakersfield, May 3rd. All right. And I know San Jose is May 4th. That's how you know Doge is PSYOP. Motives matter, Brad. Cut the military budget by going after the vets with fake disabilities, Jeremy. Just a few days till Baltimore. Let's sell out the show, folks. You know you want to. That's right, Louise. Thank you. We will see you there. Boycott is not real. Savage. What do you mean by that one? Boycott is not real. Elise, where is Bono? His silence since the election is shocking. I'm sure if you need him, check the Vatican. Pope is dying again. That's Elise. John, whether from a puddle in Wuhan or a petri dish, if in Fort Detrick RNA molecules can't pandemics are not a thing, all cellular life makes ribonuclease RF MK Ultra Jr. knows this and says nothing. John. Wow, John. Thank you for that one. Polly, Ben & Jerry's is all chemicals and seed oils. Yuck. Look at you, Polly. Avery, what are the chances the same guy was on PBD podcast today talking about anything? Savage, the FAA adopted the NTSB urgent recommendations and closed all military helicopters operating from DCA Reagan Washington Airport runway 33. Or the other one is in use. 15,000 close calls in 4 years. Savage. Thank you. All right, what's this one? Melissa Wood, I think Medicare and 401ks are huge Ponzi scheme, but don't want them eliminated. Cut out the fraud and waste and actually help people and contributed to a fund they were promised. Melissa, I hear you on that one. Stephen, if firemen are socialism, then so is the Pentagon, USAID, etc. Stephen, I hope you see through this, Jimmy. Wilford, bureaucracy is a problem. Technocracy is an even bigger one. Eisenhower's warning is now reality. Remember, he warned not only of a military-industrial complex, but also of the technological elite. Yikes. 16 trillion printed since COVID cuts every budget. Savage. And that previous one, Derek, about bureaucracy is a problem. Thank you for that one. Remember, faux peasy, you cannot criticize the people who control you. If you cannot criticize Israel, what does that tell you? Whoa.
Yeah, I figured it out when the White House did all Bibi's dry cleaning for him and his wife that they save up all year for the White House to do.
Yeah, that's wild,
that
right?
That kind of indicated to me who was in charge.
Representative Thomas Massey's wife mysteriously died around the month after he went on Tucker Carlson's podcast, explained how AIPAC controlled both houses. They all were assigned AIPAC handlers. Nathan, I believe she passed away in June. Jeremy cut the military budget by going after. I read that one. All right. Thank you. Hey, Jimmy, would you have Nick Fuentes on the show? Io Shamira, I was wondering, did Nick do something interesting recently? Is that...
Don't ever have that twerp on the show.
I was just like, what?
The guy, he's a Fed that urged people in on January 6th into the Capitol. We've seen the video of it. The reason he wasn't in prison is because he was working for someone.
Right.
Screw that punk. By the way, he's a demented, closeted maniac that lets his older followers molest his younger followers. He sucks. He's poison to have around you. He serves no purpose other than to make you look like you're bad. And that's his job.
Yeah. Why does
He's a
anybody
human
tune in to see
biohazard.
that? Yeah. I don't.
Dude, the only thing dumber than anyone, I mean, it's pretty low if you're a Nick Fuentes fan. Destiny fans. That's the only other thing I could think of where you must be very young and very dumb and very closeted.
Yeah. I don't think I could say that better. Thank you so much.
You're not trad Kath, you're a homo. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. I got some new ones just came in, folks. Here we go. Let me grab them. All right. 1, 2. All right. Stand by. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Steph, my psychiatrist reckons part of Carl Jung's therapy included having sex with his patients, cracked up in laughter, a means of releasing pent-up stress. Seamus,
Well, did it work?
well, yeah, I forget the first movie that I saw on Carl Jung. It was Keira Knightley on it. And Carl Jung, the character, was portraying, and they had this very strange, intimate relationship that I was like, whoa, what's going on? This looks like spanking's being involved here.
Yeah. Hey, Iggy Pop used to have a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old groupie and made a song about it in the 90s as an old man, not when it was happening. Everyone you've ever liked was a creep and a degenerate.
Yeah, that's...
Everybody's mad at R. Kelly. How about every single major rock star, what they did in the 70s and 60s and 80s? Did you ever look into that? It would shock you.
Right. You know, like it would shock. I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked by stuff that, you know, like I'm just shocked about how outrageous, how a teacher for years, and I remember one of my mentors said, hey, just keep in mind wherever kids are, that's where predators are, you know, like in recreation camps and Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and, you know, like, you know, people that are doing after school programs. And so you have to really take care of your children. And, you know, I was just thinking about this. I'm like, we should be taking care of our children way better than we are taking care of our children in the United States.
Well, I don't have any kids, but my mom didn't let nobody touch us or do nothing to us, and she wouldn't have let it happen either. So if you're not watching your kids, that's what they're looking for. The we stuff, I don't have no kids, but if you have kids, yeah, you should take care of your kids. I mean, I would speak up if I saw somebody doing something to your kid, don't get me wrong. But no, it's not we. It's a lot of deadbeat liberal parents. I mean, it's a bunch of them, a bunch of church parents, a bunch of liberal friend parents, possibly the worst kind of parent.
I actually grew up in a Baptist church. I know that's kind of crazy being Mexican Baptist. And my grandfather's church was here in LA off the 5 freeway, the Lorena Baptist Church. And they would do services in English and in Spanish. And I never understood the Spanish one. And my mom would never, when we were kids, she would never allow anybody to hold us. Nobody got to hold her babies ever. And I was like, why? And it's because she had experiences in the church when she was a young girl. And so she realized, you know, just because you're in church doesn't mean there's not shit happening. Hey,
my mom was smart, at least with that. I really appreciate that she was, because when I was young, like, remember my brother was probably only 2. He was a real cute kid, and we were at a Jehovah's Witness convention. And staying in a hotel, so there's a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses around, people that you could trust, right? And so I remember one guy was holding my brother, who I thought was a brother from the Kingdom Hall. And then I'm sitting there getting a weird feeling, and he's like, oh, I think he wants to go in the parking lot with me. He started saying, I go, oh, my mom's calling me. And I grab my brother and because I don't know who the hell this guy is. It's not from our congregation. And I think about that. It makes me scared. Like if I hadn't had a thing to look out for that in my head, something's way wrong. And what parking? Like some people don't teach their kids anything about that.
Well, and a lot of times, you know, like you had that thing in your head that just said, do something. And you listened to that thing. And you had the wherewithal to listen no matter how old you were. And some people are just like, oh, it's not good manners to question the adult.
Oh, I got good my mom warned us to the point that I had nightmares as a kid where I was like, no, but I said I didn't want the candy. I would have nightmares. So I refused the candy and they grabbed me anyway.
All right,
good.
Back to Jimmy.
Breaking: Maui Police Chief John Pelletier, who gave the order to trap victims in the Lahaina fire, has now been named as a co-conspirator in the DIDDY case. That guy, I've been saying since day one, that guy's a creep. He was also in charge of Las Vegas police when they had the Las Vegas shooting. And then he gets the job on Maui. Isn't that interesting?
Well,
and then
I'm sad this good cop just keeps getting smeared repeatedly with strange cataclysmic events.
So what is he being charged with? He forcibly took a DIDDY victim at gunpoint from Vegas to California to be raped by DIDDY by posing as a sheriff, executing a fake warrant. This is according to the suit. But other than that, he's been an exemplary police officer and has served his community loyally for many years. Now, don't go flying off the handle and putting two and two together, because that would make you a conspiracy theorist. Just because he's connected to two of the most suspicious things in recent history does not mean the third thing is also suspicious. Even after these incidents occurred, Pelletier was still named chief of the Maui police.
Jeez.
What do you mean even after? It was because of.
That was right.
Award.
That's right. And the devastating fires happened shortly after. Many questions have loomed as to whether or not children went missing after the fires, where entire families disappeared without a trace. The government disputes this claim, and they have not been verified. This story goes much deeper than what we already know. Can we finally stop acting surprised when we find out someone was strategically placed in their position of power? Because that's what this was. And here, let me show you this. Here is when he was asked about the missing children. Watch what happened.
Piston was wrapping up a media briefing in Lahaina today when a man confronted him about the information being publicly released.
We have no idea if any of them are children. We have no idea.
That's independent journalist Nick Sorter. His social media says he flew in from Louisville 2 days ago. Police asked Sorter to calm down and even physically held him back. He persisted, but it eventually ended peacefully.
No, sir, we don't know who you are. You're not identifying yourself as
Are you
media.
law enforcement? Yeah. They talk to law enforcement? So we're not going to ask that question. How many of these 10 cadavers are
the Maui department, okay? The press show is over. Yeah.
Right, so he's not going to answer my question.
Thank you.
Yeah, take pictures of me.
The's no need for hacking.
You're with Maui Police, right?
Yeah, he's done with the press
I
conference.
appreciate your patience.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. Who are you?
With the Maui Police Department.
Okay, and what's my crime? You're literally pushing
The
me.
press conference is
I
over.
don't f***ing care if the press conference is over. Get out of the way. Sorry. All right, so sir, 110 cadavers, but we can't identify. We can't identify how many of them are children. This is get out of my fucking dude. Get off my throat.
Relax, sir. Relax.
No, I'm not gonna get.
Relax.
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm not gonna relax, dude. No, I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm trying to ask a fucking question. And we can't get the answer for it.
So that's the kind of goons that the Maui police
How
chief.
many of the 110 dead are children? You know who are children. They're cadavers. You have the bodies. You know how many of them are children. How many children are dead? Step back, please. How many children are dead, Mayor? So you're just not going to tell.
I don't know. I wish
Yes,
I knew
you
the answer.
do. How many children are missing? You
I
know.
wish I knew the answer to that. I would be happy to answer that.
You have no estimate as to how many children are missing?
I guess
Nothing?
we can end this right now if you guys want. Sorry,
This is one of the
it
biggest
always
questions that the
takes-
people of Lahaina have, but you
It
don't
always
want to
takes,
answer.
it always takes one or two to ruin it for everybody.
Please, this
That's
is
what
our first
happens,
this is
right?
our only
Well, we could say that
opportunity.
about you. You ruined it for
And
everybody.
this shortly-
You're welcome to say it. You're the media. You can say whatever you want.
You're a disaster.
All right. Okay.
Please.
Sorry,
You're
You've been the worst mayor we
Trying
could
to
possibly
listen to-
imagine.
You won't even wait.
Respect. Respect what? This is the most dismal response we've
You
ever
won't,
had.
you won't wait for your turn. You want to shout over these guys that are legitimate.
So that's the mayor. So that was Nick Sorter confronting the mayor on how many missing children and the cops manhandling him.
He's like yelling at foreign customer service, like he's a puppet who's doing the bidding of somebody.
Yes.
Just like the cop.
So Tara Bull tweeted this out. Anyone recognize this man? Maui Police Chief John Pelletier, who was also incident commander for the 2017 Las Vegas shooting, was just named in the Diddy case. They'll tell you this is just a coincidence. So she tweeted out this video. Let's watch it.
89 souls lost, only 2 have been identified, or that's of the recent.
So of the 89, so realize this: we when we find these, our family and our friends, the remains we're finding is through a fire that melted metal. We have to do rapid DNA to identify them. Every one of these 89 are John and Jane Does. And so when you are asking us, and we know we've got to get, and I love the way our House representative, how she said it, she was so eloquent. We know we've got to go quick, but we got to do it right. So when we pick up the remains and they fall apart, and so when you have 200 people running through the scene yesterday, and some of you, that's what you're stepping on. I don't know how much more you want me to describe it. That's what you're stepping on. Give us a little bit of time to contain that. Please. Because we've got to go make 89 notifications. And coming from a place that had to make 58, I understand the pain this is going to take. And we're not done with 89. So just understand what this thing is, because none of us really know the size of it yet. Everybody wants a number. You want it fast or you want it right? We're going to do it right.
Did they?
Did they do it right?
I don't think we have a number, do we?
I don't think we have a number. Oh, by the way, here he is, named in the lawsuit. Defendant John Lawrence Pelletier is an individual who resides in a domicile in Nevada or Hawaii. There he is. Look at him wearing that lei. Right? That's probably because he has so much aloha spirit. That's probably why he's wearing that. That's what that is about. That does bring a whole new meaning to the word wearing a lei. Was he using all that baby oil to help start the fires? I don't know.
Is that what it is?
Is that what it is? I'm sorry, that face just doesn't go along with the lei around his neck. It just doesn't.
It makes sense. Like, as a guy pushing people back into a fire, he's a guy that would come and pick you up with a fake warrant to take you to be savaged by Diddy and the gang. And Odell Beckham. Look at Odell Beckham's in it. The guy was married to the big head Kardashian, so she got her head shaved down.
Oh, I wonder.
She was married to the basketball head one.
When are they coming for Oprah? Maui police chief named in Sean Diddy Combs' lawsuit as alleged co-conspirator. He's involved in cover-up linked to Sean Diddy Combs in a nearly 90-page civil lawsuit filed by Ashley Parham and 2 unnamed individuals. Pelletier is accused of being hired as security for Combs in 2018. Really? There's a real weird connection between security. I say put
people could do a dirty job and keep their trap shut.
I was going to say let's put this police chief on suicide watch, but on second thought, let's just let it play out.
Yeah, let's.
The suit claims that Pelletier, who at the time was a Las Vegas police captain, posed as a sheriff deputy in California and responded to an alleged gang rape involving Combs. The alleged victim claims that Pelletier instructed her to go home and offered no help or medical care. The woman claims Pelletier gave an envelope to a neighbor, which she believed to be full of cash. Wow. But isn't that standard police procedure? Okay.
Why are you bribing the neighbor?
She claims Pelletier later took her and another plaintiff at gunpoint to his home, restrained them, refused to let them call an attorney, and made various moves to cover up the kidnapping. In a statement, Maui County Mayor Richard Bisson requested that the Maui County Police Commission put Pelletier on administrative leave while the investigation remains ongoing. Wow. Wow. Pelletier released a statement Tuesday morning in response. Let me be clear. The allegations made against me are completely false, and I have not been formally served with any legal paperwork. Throughout my career, I have served with integrity and dedication. I am deeply disappointed by this request, which I believe to be both premature and unjust. I understand the importance of transparency and accountability in law enforcement, and I fully intend to cooperate with any necessary processes to ensure the truth is known. And are you now, sir, or have you ever been a liar? However, I firmly believe no one should face professional consequences based on unsubstantiated claims. I remain committed to the officers, staff, and residents of this county and sincerely appreciate the support of those who know my character, my dedication to my family, and my lifelong commitment to this profession. Despite this challenge, my focus remains on serving the community and leading the Maui Police Department with the honor and integrity it deserves. Okay.
Wow. I like how everybody, all these other jobs, you do have to step down, but not something like police. Something that important.
Yeah.
There's no need.
No need. Okay, over to Steph.
I'm having an apple. Excuse me. Can you hear me munching? All right. Let's see here. There was a documentary I saw regarding the Las Vegas shooting on Amazon Prime, and the constant corruption of John Pelletier was revealed on that documentary. Shocked when he was Maui chief, right? Goo 81. And that he gets to succeed upward? What's that about? Las Vegas
he covered
shooting?
up that assassination attempt that was, I think, this is what I got, what I heard, but I don't know that. But a few people know this. Supposedly there's some attempt on the guy from Saudi Arabia, MBS, that Trump supposedly warned him or something. That's why they're tight now. And that whole thing was to cover that up. So, if that's true, that guy's plugged into some real dark stuff. So it's a reward. You shouldn't be shocked. Of course, you're going to be rewarded for doing wrong.
Right. It's so disturbing. Just like when Jimmy read that part to me about what he was involved in with Diddy, I was just horrified.
Well, it hasn't been proven, but why would it even come up about him?
Right.
That's a really
Why is he
random
connected?
thing.
Why him?
Yeah, like what, they're just dragging the guy from Lahaina in that nobody even remembers from. I remember him from 2023, but nobody else does. Or the show, you guys know.
Rumble stream seems never to work for more than 10 to 15 minutes at a time. Just me, or I don't think so, JJJ, VVV, Triple L. I don't know what your what's your browser? What's your browser? What browser are you using, huh? JJ? Double V, Triple L? LV and Hawaii have a history. LV is known as the ninth island also. Right, I heard that. Also, John Cullen's work on the LV shooting is very interesting. Check it out. And that's John Cullen's. Thank you so much, Just Brew.
Okay.
Back to Jimmy.
So this rapper, Lil Yachty?
Mm-hmm.
His name is Lil Yachty, not Big Bodie.
Shitty mumble rap. I hate Lil Yachty, but go ahead.
And he says, well, so he's doing a cooking show?
Mm-hmm.
You want to check out what he says during the cooking show? Here we go.
You spent $100,000 on a trip to Disney once. How much have you spent on charitable causes this year?
So she asks him, you spent $100,000 on a trip to Disneyland once. How much have you spent on charity?
Let's start cooking these pancakes.
This year technically just started. So this year, it's hard to.
What about last year?
Well, last year, it's hard to gauge.
All right. So what about the year before last year?
Oh, well, that year, that's a good year. Yeah, it's just blurry. I be doing so much.
BLM? Because you want to be so black power?
BLM is a scam.
But BLM is a scam, he says.
I was wondering how it was going to lead into that, and he just blurted it out at her.
Yeah, she asked him, hey, did you donate to BLM? And he goes, BLM's a scam. And here we go. There's more to it.
Clip that! Send it to the fucking news.
BLM was literally a scam. They had bought mansions, and you probably wouldn't know anything about it because you don't care about black people.
I do care about black people. Look at my chocolate. You're mad.
It's a disguise.
You're mad. I think I'm literally the most pro-black person in this room.
Because you have an all-white staff?
They're not white.
Oh,
They're
he's
POC.
big yachty now.
Thank you. What? Don't laugh.
I too have a gay, so I also am.
I too have a gay. Listen to this.
It's got whites. They're POC. Thank you.
And she says, and it says, I'm gay. And then he says,
She said, I'm gang? No, you're not, sweetheart.
no, somebody off camera says, I'm gay. He says, and I'm gay.
Oh, I thought you said gang.
No.
Because he said, I too have a gang, right?
No, it's here.
They're not whites. They're POC.
So she says, my crew isn't white. They're POC, meaning people of color. And then someone off camera says, and I'm gay. So some guy named David says, and I'm gay. And then the rapper says,
Thank you.
He's
What?
laughing.
Don't laugh.
I too have a gay, so
I too have a gay.
Oh, he said, I thought he said, I didn't hear, I could. I do have a gay.
Do you have a
He's
gay?
great.
I thought everyone had a gay. You can now order them online at eGay.
I want a
Oh my
gay.
God.
That's kind of funny.
I got a whole new respect for Lil Yachty because that was hilarious.
I do have a gay.
I also am.
Gay?
We have a gay.
What?
So just to let you know, Patrice
Cut out where I
Cullors.
said his rap sucks, please.
Patrice Cullors was the co-founder of Black Lives Matter. She's faced controversy over how she managed the organization's funds. If you just type in her name, this is what comes up on Google. What was the controversy? Well, she spent millions of dollars on luxury homes in Los Angeles and Georgia while leading the Black Lives Matter. She bought a house right here in Laurel Canyon
Nice.
with the, you can't even, anyway. Foundation spending. The Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation spent $6 million on mansions in Los Angeles and $8 million on mansions in Canada, eh?
Yeah, right. This is old news that Dippy Cook should have known.
Yeah. The foundation gave large contracts to friends and family of colors or Cullors, including her brother-in-law, Damon Turner's art firm.
Oh, maybe they meant persons of color, like her
Maybe,
name.
oh,
and not
maybe that's
persons
what they
of color.
meant. So that's where they were
Yeah.
spending your money.
Persons of color.
And it was so bad that Candace Owens did a documentary about it called The Greatest Lie Ever Sold.
So Black Lives Matter released their 990 IRS filings. They collected $80 million. Where is that money?
It's not here. Everything looks worse than it was.
Where have you seen that money impacted throughout the city? So my producer just sent me a link. It is just shocking to me because of how much money was raised to think that where he lived, the bills weren't being covered. Super frustrating, but that's a dead end, so. And here's where it gets really interesting. Ready for some BLM pride? Another $200K went to escorts, BDSM workers, strippers, peep show workers, phone sex operators, and webcam performers. And then at that moment, it became personal. And I thought, not only am I going to say the truth, I am going to scream the truth louder than you can scream the lies.
So that's kind of interesting. She actually did an interview with Tucker Carlson about this documentary.
Because of exactly what you said, because they want you to forget it, right?
So that's her outside the house that they purchased with the Black Lives Matter money. That's her trying to get in. That's Candace Owens knocking on the door.
Do these things, they sort of punch you in the face and then they move on and they say, nobody look any further. We're now moving on to a different narrative. It is important to pause and to reflect and to consider what happened and ask a very big question, which for whatever reason, no journalist was interested in at the time. We were all basically required to either put up a black square or donate to Black Lives Matter or to make some, statement online about how black people are suffering to make sure that Black Lives Matter would receive the $80 million that it received in 1 year. But nobody asked the question, where is all the money going? I was interested because they turned me into public enemy number one for accurately talking about George Floyd, not in the capacity of a hero, but in the capacity of a person who was addicted to drugs and who had enough fentanyl in his system to kill a horse at the time that he died. That made people angry because people were invested in the emotion of Black Lives Matter. And so look, I'm wearing the shirt. It is the BLM symbol, but instead I've inserted some cash into it because what they really did is they robbed Americans. They robbed Americans' emotions. They extracted emotions. They used black pain to create confusion and to take millions upon millions, tens of millions of dollars from people. And where did the money go, Tucker? That's what the documentary explores, and people are going to be shocked. I hope people are very behind the transgendered movement, because that's where a lot of this money went, and then there's just a dead trail, because the one thing that you're afforded when you decide that you are transgendered is you can change your name. So you don't know who any of these people were originally, but they received hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars of cash.
It's all. I just can't control myself and know, because I was there and I watched it. You were basically banned from all media, including some conservative outlets, but for telling the truth, the factual, documented truth about George Floyd. You were not allowed to tell the truth, which really was, I think,
exactly
a dark moment. Let me ask you, do you know anybody, apart from the ladies living in Laurel Canyon and the transgenders you just mentioned, any actual, like, normal black person who benefited from BLM?
No, absolutely. It's the exact opposite. I can tell you millions of black people who suffered because they now live in the cities that were looted and that were rioted, and therefore the businesses picked up, which my documentary will show. They picked up and they left, because why wouldn't they leave? Obviously, if they're basically saying that crime is allowed to take place, and these are zones in which there can be no policing. So these people are now suffering economically, and we of course predicted that that would be the outcome because of the BLM scam, which benefited nobody. And there are a lot of questions. In my personal opinion, this was a money laundering scheme. And it is interesting that these individuals, like Patrisse Cullors, decided to host a Joe Biden inauguration party at the Black Lives Matter house. Again, all of that is in the documentary. It's stunning. And I do want to add this. My personal charity, after I announced that I was doing this documentary, I run a charity called Blexit. We received a letter 2 weeks after the trailer dropped from the IRS saying that they were going to investigate my charity. I welcome the investigation because I am not a scam artist and I do real work in the inner city communities. This is Biden's IRS once again saying you are not allowed to investigate anything that the media is complicit in.
That's unbelievable. You're a brave person. They're going to come for you at some point, as you know. Candace Owens, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And they were both fired from their jobs.
What a cheerful send-off that is. That they're going to come for you. Thanks for coming on. Have a lovely day.
Oh, I know.
I never used to like Candace Owens. I mean, even back then, I probably wasn't into Candace Owens, even though that looks very accurate, her documentary. But she's thorough, and I've watched her say the thing you're not allowed to say because it's true over and over again now.
Yeah.
So if you get fired because of that, I'm on your team. If you get fired because you're telling the truth, I support that 100%.
Those are two people who got fired for telling the truth right there. Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. She told the truth about Israel, Palestine. He told the truth about Ukraine, Syria, and COVID. And that was that. Again, you don't get fired for lying. You get promoted. You get a $35 million contract for pushing a conspiracy theory called Russiagate that was concocted by the Clinton campaign and the FBI and the CIA, and then carried out through their media. That's you get promoted for that, for lying. You don't get promoted for telling the truth. You get fired for telling the truth in corporate media. And that's something my old friends in Hollywood will never understand, because they still turn on corporate media and think they're being told the truth. They're still angry at me for going on Tucker Carlson's show and telling the truth. I didn't go on Tucker Carlson's show and lie. I went on Tucker Carlson's show and told the truth about the war machine. Okay.
What you say doesn't matter. It's who you are around that I don't like.
Yep. Yeah. Over to Steph.